Good night, morning, afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Loaded Potato Podcast. I'm your host for this week, Axel, and I'm joined by my two divers. Diver one, Ivan.
Diver? I like diving in things, yes.
Yep, these guys definitely know what I'm talking about. And Diver two, Brandon.
I am Dave the Diver.
Exactly, yes. That's definitely what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I am
Anyways,
Dave Diver.
Welcome, everybody.
Dave
back.
Diverson.
How you guys doing this week?
Joe Biden.
You doing good?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden?
Joe Biden.
That sounds like good to me.
Joe Biden.
Biden. Biden
Yeah.
blast.
I'm doing
Biden
all right.
blast.
Thanks for asking, mind you.
Bo
Yeah.
Biden. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing,
Bing
chilling.
chilling.
All right. That's awesome. Good start.
Loses our absolute minds in the first minute.
Yeah. Because I'm about to ask this wild question. I need some tech support from Ivan. Tech support from Ivan segment.
All right, tech support.
So I've been playing this new game. It's called
No.
Helldivers 2. Kind of
Oh,
crazy.
God.
We can talk about that in
Oh,
a bit.
God.
But there's some required specs that you need, like the minimum requirements, and it seems like I'm reaching them. Besides the processor, how the fuck do you even check what your processor is?
You don't know your processor?
No, I don't.
My brother in Christ, it's in your task manager.
Is it?
Yes, it tells you.
Fucking where?
Bro, look at your CPU or whatever. Oh, I
Yeah.
dropped the thing. Yeah, I mean, well, I can just tell you, it's an 8700.
It is an
An i7?
8700, yeah. i7 8700,
Yeah.
and apparently for the minimum specs is i4790K.
Womp womp.
There's no such thing as an i47.
Well, it says right here, Intel Core i7-4790K.
Okay, i7, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I said that.
You said
I didn't-
47.
I just heard i47. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh,
No
okay, my
i47.
My bad.
So, just to give everyone a little rundown on how these naming schemes work. So of course, AMD and Intel are similar. You have the Ryzen 3, Ryzen 5, and Ryzen 7 for AMD. And then for Intel, we have the i3, i5, i7. Kind of crazy, right? Bigger number
Whoa.
equal better. So
Whoa.
an i7 is always going to be better than an i3 and vice versa.
That's crazy.
Yeah, or supposed to be better. I mean, there's been times where an i5 was better than an i7, but we don't talk about that.
Dark days.
But so if the minimum is i7, the first number is the generation of that chipset.
Oh.
So you have an i7 8700, so that's the 8th gen i7 CPU.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you have, you said it was an i5, or no, sorry, i7 40, whatever, 4700?
Yeah, 497.
So you
479,
need
sorry. Yeah.
You need at least a 4th gen i7 for this to basically run. You have an 8th gen. Yeah, because right now I think we're on the 14th gen. So like if you look at the CPUs, it's like i7 14900K or something like that.
Yeah, and then it says the recommended is a 97K.
Okay. Oh, recommended. So you 9700.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're basically saying, so you have the 8700, so basically they're like, okay, it's recommended that you have just the 9th generation, but you have the 8th, so you should still be fine.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Supposedly, I'm supposed to be fine. But now we can get into Helldivers real quick. How much do you guys know about Helldivers?
That's the second one.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen only one video of someone briefly talking about it, about how they switch from their top-down view to like third person and it works and stuff, and that's
it's
it.
a third-person shooter now, and I will say the transfer was fucking amazing. They nailed it. Although I didn't know anything.
Have you ever played the first one?
No, I have never played it, but I watched because like how I play video games, I like to research on games, right? So I look through the history, the game developers, see how they previously made their games, and
Each social security number of each developer.
yeah, exactly.
Literally.
And I looked at it and it was like, wow, this looks pretty fun. I'm really surprised I haven't heard about this before. But then they came out with the second one. It was just such a smashing hit. So
Smashing.
a little more history on this. Originally, the
Is
first
it free to play?
No, it's I think it's $30. But anyways, a little bit of the history on the devs. So when they released Helldivers originally, the first game, when they launched
I
that
played
game,
the first one.
it was between, I think it was like 4,000 and 10,000 people, like max, was there day one. Now for Helldivers 2, there's over, I think it's reaching near 400,000 players playing their game now.
It's on Steam, yeah.
Yeah, it's on Steam. It's super good. And because of that massive jump in players, they were not expecting that much success. So the servers have been dying because of how much players are playing the game right now. Also, another big problem that I've been having with Helldivers is not only did they had to implement a queue time to get into the game, which is pretty bad in and of itself.
That's what's up.
But the game, since it's such a new game, there is a lot of bugs, and one of the bugs is that this game is extremely CPU intensive. I don't know why.
Well, it might be because the enemies, because it's a PvE, yeah.
No, Ivan, it's not even that. Like even in the starship, like in the lobby, the loading screen lobby, it's still really high CPU usage. And
that sounds like bad optimization.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But the game just crashes sometimes because it's that badly. I hope in the future they will patch it out, and try to fix it.
Yeah, that's just bad optimization.
Because currently it's new game. Devs are trying to fix servers right now because they weren't expecting that much success. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt right now.
Yeah.
But other than that, the game is super fun. Imagine DRG, but you're playing in it's not the 40K universe, but it feels like it because of the suits of armor you guys wear. But it feels like you're playing DRG in a 40K universe, just shooting bugs and killing robots, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there's some pretty gnarly friendly fire that you can do, because like you can call in airstrikes, cluster bombs, fucking nukes to help kill the enemy and whatnot. And friendly fire is enabled, so you can kill your own friendlies with your own nuke.
Let's go.
And it's absolutely hilarious.
So
super fun.
To add on to this, so looking at Steam charts right now, it is number 3 on Steam of being the most played.
Mm-hmm.
It is currently at this moment, like within this hour, 385,000 people are playing. Its all-time peak is 388,000. But it's going strong.
By the way, that's only Steam. It's cross-play with PlayStation.
Yeah. Oh wait, its all-time peak was within this day. Was within
On
24
Steam.
hours.
Is that only?
Yeah. By the way, this is only on Steam. Is it on anything else?
Yeah, PlayStation. It's cross-play. You can play with people on console.
Oh, okay. So then I wonder how much more people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No. I mean, that's not bad.
Another new cooperative game. Great gameplay. Super fun. I've been playing with my friends like crazy. There is some gripes I do have with the monetization, just a little bit, but thankfully it's not egregious. So in this game, all armor, like chest armor, is cosmetic, and it has stats attached to them that you can buy with real life money. But there usually is an alternative to just play the game normally and earn the premium credits. So there is a way to earn and like do it naturally, but you still can't buy them outright, which makes it a little bit annoying.
Pay to win. I mean, but you said there's no PvP, yeah?
No, there's no PvP, but they do plan to add it in the future. And yeah, but like the stats are also there's like several bugs in the game, but benefit of the doubt, developers working on it, servers and whatever.
Kind of unrelated, but somewhat related. When they add PvP, I kind of wish most games that go this direction can follow it. I kind of like the way that they did with Destiny. How they do the PvP. Didn't they like
You mean Gambit?
Well, I don't know. The PvP, because I remember you saying something about for Destiny or Destiny 2. I think they use the same thing. You, of course, it's PvE, right? You do stuff, and then you can play the PvP stuff. But even though you have overpowered shit in the PvE, it nerfs you to be on equal playing grounds with everyone else in the PvP or something like that. Doesn't it do that, or am I wrong?
You technically deal less damage how much you normally would with your weapons. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I just remember you saying something like that.
But
I kind of like that.
I probably should mention this. This is a PvE game first. PvP is second.
No. I know. But I'm just saying, like, if they're going down that route, if the Destiny thing was true, whatever, like it nerfs you a bit, so it's more fair or something like that, I wouldn't mind, just because it is pay to win. But yeah, or if it's its own separate thing, if like they have it to where everything that you bought for the PvE stuff, like the PvP is different and you have to unlock different things in that case, then that'll be better. But
I feel like it's for the future to see, because like I can't, like right now, as me playing the game right now, I cannot see how PvP would work in this game. It's too focused around horde clearing and that sort of stuff.
It becomes a spoof of League of Legends with that top down view.
Yeah. But yeah,
that'd be good.
Also, the bug that I was mentioning is that there's different tiers of armor in the game. There's light, medium, and heavy armor. And currently, the armor rating does not work on any of the armors. So light would provide you less armor, but more movement and stamina recovery in the game. But because the armor system's bugged, they don't reduce your armor, so you have the same amount of armor, but you get those increased stats of mobility and whatnot. So that's one of the major bugs right now. So there's like no point of using any other armor.
So.
Yeah.
New game, new problems.
Yeah, but you know what this reminds me of?
Your mom, yeah.
No, dude, this reminds me of fucking Overwatch 2 launch.
How?
The servers? How horrendous they are, even though they're a multi-billion-dollar company and they expected that many players to play the game.
Oh, well, yeah.
While this is an indie dev.
Every gaming company has ran into that issue before.
Yes, but no. It should be expected for those types of people. For a corporation to understand.
You can't expect.
No, you can. You definitely can. You can.
No,
and
you can't. I guarantee you can.
I can guarantee you can.
Well, these are two different things. One's free to play and one's not.
That doesn't it doesn't excuse them even further. If it's free to play game, they should expect so many people to play.
Yeah.
Especially how popular Overwatch was, and not only that, Overwatch had a paywall of money, right? So that was already the barrier to entry to even play the game.
So a lot less people played it.
Yeah, exactly. But they already knew how popular the game was. And not only that, making it free to play, so then that barrier of entry is gone. They should have expected so much more players to come.
I bet you they did, but they still couldn't account for the amount of players they were going to get.
Yeah,
because you can't guess that high of a number. You can only assume, but you can't like come close to what shit like that's going to happen.
You never know.
Do we know how many people were there at the launch?
I know I was there.
No, they don't give us official numbers because it wasn't like on Steam or anything at the time.
We could probably figure it out because how long it's been.
I don't know.
So when Overwatch 2 converted, I think with the numbers that I saw for the queue times, the horrendous queue times with everything, because Overwatch 2 had horrendous queue times as well. I think the highest number I've seen as far as queue times was like 100,000, but that's only on console. So that doesn't even equate to Xbox and PC as well.
Mm-hmm.
With probably millions more on PC.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's well, I mean, of course we don't know like official numbers, but they said within the first 10 days of Overwatch 2 launching, they had around 25 million players.
Okay, that is a bit.
That's a fuck ton of people.
That is a bit.
Okay. Even for a multi-billion-dollar corporation or whatever, I don't think they were thinking that many people were going to come on.
Probably like 10 million at most. Like if
not even. I was just thinking a couple million maybe, but 25 million, dude. The amount of servers and expensive equipment you need to handle all that. God damn. But I mean, to be fair, they could have done better though. They could have done a lot better.
Also, like I don't want to give too much credit. Like, yes, that is a lot of people, but then again, they're also a corporation with nearly infinite resources. So they should be able to handle that fairly quickly.
Now they have infinite resources. They got bought out by Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft is now the free print money glitch.
Don't act like Blizzard already was infinitely printing money.
They were
not nearly as much as Microsoft.
Especially how many people they were laying off too, just to get more. So, I mean, probably at the beginning, but as time went on, there's no way they had enough resources to keep going.
Yeah, imagine the so I mean, okay, I know Activision Blizzard had a lot of more money, but I'm kind of just thinking about how an indie developer could do this, because like the people of Helldivers are indie, yeah, or no?
Yeah, they're an indie developer.
Okay, so right now, I mean, we saw that there's 388, I think I said, players on Helldivers right now, and you said that they were experiencing minor things. Imagine if Helldivers had 25 million people.
No, they would probably prioritize number one, finding more server space, like over anything else. They just need people in the game.
Yeah, no, for an indie developer, I think that's an impossible task. I don't think they could ever handle that many people.
Like I said, like they had, what was it, max 10,000 people on their last game out of nowhere. 400,000 players come out of nowhere and be like, yes, play this game.
Well, yeah. I don't think it helps that with their marketing team and like the trailers leading up to the game are fucking phenomenal.
They weren't even that much. There wasn't even that much marketing. Do you know what the marketing was? It was all YouTube and TikTok that was just spreading the word on the game.
And you don't realize like how much it affects the current generation of people, how much they are on their phone on those specific websites and apps.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't the ads themselves. It was a couple of people on TikTok that were more like they were the ones spreading it. Because
so they had the perfect formula for a good launch. Yeah, because they knew where the fuck to put their money towards. But I'm not gonna play the game because I don't like that type of games. So
yeah, I know it's fun. That's what I wanted to say. Fun game, successful with the developers. I hope they do well. Overwatch is garbage.
Well, speaking of Overwatch.
Oh yeah, fuck Activision Blizzard before we get into the
segment. Fuck Activision Blizzard.
Fucking garbage. I hate them so much.
Fucking terrible company. But speaking of them, I don't believe I announced this, or did I? I don't remember.
You said you mentioned it, but not as an official.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I said that I wanted to see once when the new season comes out for Overwatch.
Yeah.
It happened. I was going to wait like a week or so, but I got bored and I was like, fuck it. I'm going to try it anyway.
Ivan has fallen to the dark side of the Force.
I have relapsed. And I think it was all closer to a year of me being off of Overwatch.
He's been gone for 5 seasons.
Yeah, for 5 seasons, which each season's like what, 3 months?
3 or 4 months.
3 or 4 months. So
Yeah, it's up to a year.
Yeah, I've been gone for a bit, but I relapsed and I am playing Overwatch again. Literally, actually, as of the time of this recording, I was literally just playing some Overwatch and I was having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, until, you know, when you lose, of course you hate it, but like when you win, oh. And I got fucking play of the games too when we won. Oh, it was even better.
Yeah, he got back-to-back play of the games when him and I were playing with our other friend.
Yeah. It's a fun game. It's really fun. I just fuck Activision Blizzard, but I fucking love the game.
I
just want to say that
with everything that's going on with the season changes, it's kind of whack, especially with the whole hitbox. Well, the bullet hitbox ratios.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the egregious clips and all that stuff, but to be honest, it doesn't.
In practicality, it doesn't really matter, to be honest.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as bad as people make it out to be. Because, you know, everyone's aim is still shit. It's just now it's just less shit because the hitboxes are a bit bigger.
They gave us a crush and we still can't even successfully use it.
Yeah, so I think it's a good change, to be honest, as bad as it looks if you're close to people. Or you know what? Actually, I think I did feel the hitbox change because the one game that we were playing, the Widowmaker was popping off.
Yeah, but she also had a mercy pocket, so
I mean that is true, but I mean she was kind of popping off, so that might have been because of the hitbox change, which it was very annoying to deal with.
We ended up clutching that game, so
we did win, so it didn't matter in the end. But yeah, so I'm playing Overwatch 2 again. Brandon, I guess he's never really left. He played here and there, but
play is a strong word. I got on, dicked around, then got off probably 10 minutes after. I never stayed for a cup of coffee.
Yeah. So I think I found my competitive game now. I'll give my review on how ranked is. I'm not doing it anytime soon. I need to get, you know, used to the new maps and all that shit and the characters.
Can give a slight review.
Yeah, but I want to play ranked and see if the matchmaking has gotten better or the feel of it has gone better, because that was literally the whole reason why I left in the first place. But yeah, Brandon, review.
So it's not a complete review because when I played ranked, I was on console with my console group, and they already played extra games ahead of me before I joined them. So we don't stay with roll queue. We do open queue as well. And that's already a travesty as it is. But to say the least, I do like how it shows you where you are predicted. Even if you win or lose, your in-game rank can still go up. Because I think I only played 5 games of ranked. 1, 2, lost 3. I was predicted gold 3, even after losing and everything. But mainly I was playing support the entire time, so because I don't know anything different.
Yeah.
Do I say that I feel like the matchmaking is different? I can't tell just because I'm in a large group with various skill differences. Because my one friend used to be top 500 on console, so the skill gap is group rating and then individual rating. I still haven't figured out yet.
I mean, it's not like you can even fucking tell since they removed the icons of what your rank is.
To be honest, I don't really care. It's just something. I mean, if you're being placed in a lobby with gold and you're plat, that just tells you you have the same skill set as a gold player.
Yeah.
Or they have the same skill set as you. It's just the numbers got fucked over.
Yeah. So looking at the stats, I think I found out a cool website to show you the monthly players of a game. It's activeplayer.io. I don't know how credible this is, but it seems somewhat consistent. And without looking it up, how many people do you think are playing Overwatch 2 right now? On average, monthly?
250,000, probably.
Okay.
A
Axel?
singular player and the rest are bots.
Well, give me a number of said amount of bots.
1. And
The one? Okay.
400,000 bots. Because you're the one
Okay.
player, Ivan, and Brandon's a bot.
Yeah. No, Lacey plays, so there's
But
at least
Lacey is
2.
also a bot.
Oh, okay. So y'all are both off by 26 million.
That
That's a
are active
lie.
currently.
Though I
Monthly.
was joking about the bots. That's actually bots playing.
Yeah. So average daily seems to hover around 5 to 6 million, and then total average monthly is around 25 to 26 million players.
This is worldwide too. So
Okay,
Yeah,
you guys
so-
got to take that back. That many fucking
What?
people, and they did not expect it. Yeah, sure, all right.
Well, when they first released, because this happened in October of 2022, if I remember, their average monthly was 18 million. Their daily average was 2 million.
this is basically a resurgence. Is what's going on right now.
Actually, Overwatch 2 is more popular now than ever.
Well,
Yep.
yeah.
Holy shit. No, because
Guess-
just in January. Oh, never mind. So for the past 2 years, they hovered around average daily 2 to 3 million. But right now, just in January, it rose up to 6 million. And then in the last 30 days, it's been almost 7 million. So it got even more popular.
Or just more bots flood the sphere.
There
Yeah.
were more bots, but yeah, that's a lot of players.
And they still don't have server issues.
Yeah, I mean, I don't experience any server issues with them anymore.
I know. I think I already told you the bullshit that's going on. So I told you about the hero mastery shit, where you can like unlock like rewards for your like some of the heroes. But it's like a little train. You ever played Titanfall 2?
Yeah.
So you remember
I like
like
that
the beginning of the campaign where you do that little chorus tutorial thing?
Yeah.
Just pretty much take that and just add like friendly bots and the like the training bots from the firing range, and add like the enemy ones where you have to like get score, kills, help them. I had lag on a personal thing just due to my shitty internet, rather than it being like processed through a server, rather than it being like a local thing, which I think is stupid. Because like I'm by myself but I'm lagging. How does that fucking make sense?
It always makes sense.
You're right. But I know that the entire team that was behind the hero mastery thing all got fired. So,
Nice.
Rip.
but
All right.
like Ivan said, I am excited to see what this game is coming of right now. Still shitty microtransactions and like appalling prices.
I
But-
still haven't given them a cent.
Yeah,
I
but
haven't touched.
from what I've heard, y'all just put on the dunce cap of shame again, and now you're gonna ride through it.
How about you shut your fucking mouth and let us have fun?
No fun allowed. No fun allowed. Only angry and yelling at Activision Blizzard in this
Yeah.
podcast.
We still do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Still,
doesn't change
I
a
still
thing.
hate the company.
Yeah,
but
we just
the game,
wearing
the game
a
is
hat now,
fun.
it's fine.
We're just wearing a hat.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already wearing a hat, so I can't wear two hats.
Yeah, you could definitely wear 2 hats. There's nothing preventing you from wearing 2.
Nope. It's called the fashion police. Don't
All
want to
right.
get arrested.
Well,
The fashion police.
Fashion police.
So looking at Helldivers 2 on the same website that I'm on, it says, hold on. So actually it says average daily in the past 30 days. I mean, because it just released, so we don't have much data on it. But it says average daily is around 600,000 players.
Mhm.
And then average month, or I guess last 30 days, the monthly. Oh, wait, no, that's monthly gain. Never mind. Oh, no. Average monthly players is nearly 2 million. So that's a lot of people.
Can't say average monthly when the game just came out like
Yeah.
less than like a week ago.
Well, last 30 days is what it says. But I wonder where they're pulling these numbers from.
Out there, ass.
yeah, I'm worried because like I said, like I meet the minimum PC requirements to play the game, right? But I keep crashing, and then every time I crash, I have to get back in queue. And then even when I get inside the game, sometimes I can't even play and go to the terminals because then the game immediately crashes again. And that's really annoying because I want to play the game. Enjoy the game.
Mhm.
I'm fine with waiting in queue if that's possible, but if I keep crashing because the game is not really optimized, it's been quite a downer recently.
Yeah.
Because I want to play the higher difficulty missions. The difficulty goes up to 9, and I'm playing around 7.
I don't know if the crashes for you is based off of your PC hardware. It has to be on their end.
Well, every time I check the crash beforehand, it's always the CPU that spikes.
Well, I mean, yeah, the CPU is going to spike, but it's a poor optimization on their part.
Like, I tried everything, by the way. I tried having all the graphics on minimal and everything,
Yeah, and it still crashes.
and it still crashes.
That is a clear dead giveaway of their poor optimization.
It pisses me off because then I can't watch YouTube as well.
Yeah.
While playing the game, and I like doing that, listening to music. We're having a podcast in the background. By the way, you can listen to us on our YouTube channel, LPP. What was it again? Fuck.
Loaded Potato Podcast.
At the Loaded Potato Podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
And Spotify.
And also Spotify. And Apple Music. And
Various other
actually, wait,
sources.
did I say a Google Podcast is going away?
Oh, is
Google
it?
Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fuck
It's
is
going
that?
away. Another place that we were on, by the way, Google Podcast before it runs out. Yeah, that's going away. Google killing another one of their services. I think that's going
Crazy.
back towards I forgot where they're going to.
They're taking.
They
it
might
out
just
of the
stick
ships.
with just YouTube stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Or YouTube Music, I think is where it's going to.
That makes
That
sense.
seems-
So, yeah. Fuck Google.
Yeah.
Garbage company that has a monopoly over the internet.
No, that's Amazon.
Is it? I thought
Yeah.
that was just good.
I think they said something about like 70% of the internet is on AWS servers.
Oh, so they literally own the internet.
Literally, yes. All the entire the internet's running off of Amazon servers.
That's crazy.
Very crazy.
I might be wrong with the 70%. It might be like 30%, but that's still like majority
Yeah,
versus
'cause
anyone else.
70 sounds like you literally own the internet. At that point.
Well, when Amazon goes down, I forgot like a couple years ago, some AWS stuff like went out and like a third of the internet just gone. Like they weren't responsive because the fucking AWS servers went down. It was funny.
Oh, another thing we could talk about is so finally my parents sent me my care package of like stuff.
Yeah.
So Ivan and I had finally sat down because we did it with the first one. We reviewed the differences between Last of Us Part 2 on PS4 and Last of Us Part 2 on PS5.
Oh yeah. With the remaster.
Yeah. Dude, seeing it on a PS5 versus PS4, you realize how shit the PS4 potato quality is.
Okay, it's not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, it's kind of bad compared to the PS5.
Because then you say it wasn't a true 4K.
I think the PS4 Pro, I mean, it was never made to play true 4K. It was like upscaled 4K stuff.
Like pseudo 4K.
Yeah, I mean, maybe some games it can do true 4K, but mostly like just the regular Last of Us first game, part 1 or whatever, you can play it at 4K at 30 FPS, or you can do it like 1440p at 60 or something like that. Or no, 1600p at 60, so it's kind of like in between. But I think it's still like upscaled versus on the PS5, it's like true 4K, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least better.
Yeah, it was with HDR as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I mean, my thing also had HDR, but
Yeah, but it didn't have the other thing though.
no, it
I don't know what the hell that was.
The textures were a lot better. The
It's-
resolution was better. It was less blurry. It was nice, and especially when you get in game, Joel's face looked actually pretty bad on the PS4 Pro, and then he looked actually like good and normal on the PS5.
Yeah, you can see his brutal death in 10K now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still find it interesting that because I don't know why I thought this was gonna be like the other Last of Us Part 1. That's a remake. I don't know why I thought my monkey brain immediately thought that the remaster was gonna be a remake.
So this kind of pisses me off seeing The Last of Us Part 2 running on the PS4, and like it fucking sucks that we can get the updated models, the textures, and the good looking stuff of The Last of Us Part 2, but yet they don't do The Last of Us Part 1 on the PS4 either.
Yeah,
Like we're stuck with the remaster even though it's the same models and shit in Part 2. So like why can't I just get it on the fucking PlayStation 4? It's stupid.
because they're trying to phase out the older generation consoles.
I mean, yeah, but we
Also,
can clearly run it.
Ivan, you need to let this game go. How old is this game now? Fucking 6, 7 years old now?
Nate, you're still playing TF2, which is much, much older.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mine's not a fucking story game that they keep milking the shit out of.
Well, I haven't played Part 2. That's the thing.
You need to play Part 2.
I do. But I would also like the best possible quality game I can get, which is the remake Part 1.
You had multiple
You know,
opportunities to buy
you know
play
how
a PlayStation at
badly-
the store.
I would kill. Okay, so if I had an old game, right, that I enjoyed a lot,
Mhm.
and the company just kept fucking remaking it over and over again, same exact story, just they updated the graphics, I'd be upset. Because I would just want them to make a new game at this point. Why the fuck do you keep messing with this old game? It's already good. You're not changing anything. You're not fucking doing anything.
What if it's a ploy?
A play
They're
for
just
what?
they're releasing this because they're actually trying to put effort into another game on the side that they don't want to tell us about.
Well, that's even
I
worse.
could see that.
That's even
How's
worse.
that worse?
Because you're
So, right-
because you have the not the opportunity. You could be desecrating an old corpse. Then you could just ruin the fucking game.
Well, I mean, okay, I can see that, but I can also see it on where, like, they're releasing something because it's taking a lot longer for them to develop a thing.
People-
And they
can
don't want
be
to.
patient.
They don't want to make empty promises.
That doesn't
Yeah.
matter. People can wait. If you have a record of already making really good games, you already have your fans. They'll wait for you.
I mean, yeah.
And you just doing this just makes it look like you're just being a money grubbing, fucking evil company instead of a game developer.
I'm patient. I'm waiting.
I still like Naughty Dog, even though they're milking the fuck out of The Last of
And
Us.
that would make me so upset.
Yeah.
I would.
I
not
mean,
like
but
that
I'm
one
happy.
bit.
It's still a good game.
It's still a good game.
Now I get in better quality. I'm okay with that.
Which
At
is
least I
fine.
don't have to pay what $60-$70 for the Last of Us Part 2 remaster. I only need to pay
That's it.
$10, but I
Yep.
need to have a PS5.
Yeah, you have multiple
But-
opportunities to get
And
one.
also, you don't own it.
He does own it.
No, you don't. If it's digital, you don't own it.
I can give him my
Okay.
disc, so it ain't gonna matter.
Yeah.
Well, guess what,
it-
Brandon? You own it, not Ivan.
I own
Well,
the disc
actually,
and the
no.
PS4 version. I
Actually,
have
no,
both
because
fucking versions.
I don't think the full game is on the disc.
Yes,
It
it
is.
Don't you
Because
still have to download something
the-
online with it?
There's
No.
2 discs. There's 2 discs.
Oh, they come with 2 discs now?
No. That's how it originally was.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh, that's so funny.
So my original PS4 Last of Us Part 2 had the the data on the disc. Then there's the game disc. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so
That's
see,
funny.
Brandon actually owns it. He owns the game that they produce.
So I can give him that, so he can get the free upgrade.
Yeah.
All right.
Ta-da!
But
Problem
to
solved.
be fair, okay, I mean, in terms of like Naughty Dog, when you're saying like you don't own it, like it's not like they're gonna get rid of it. Naughty Dog's a first party for PlayStation,
Doesn't matter.
so like, if any game's gonna go off the store and not own anymore, it's probably not gonna be Naughty Dog stuff.
You never
It'd
know.
probably
Ivan.
be
It's
the very-
still
very-
I
corporation.
mean,
very
yeah,
last
you
thing.
never know, but the chances of that is less.
Slim to none.
Okay, wait, then Axel, then what are you thinking about fucking Steam? You don't own your games on Steam.
At
Yep.
all.
So like,
Well, also to be fair, most of my games aren't even story games that I play.
they're what?
Most of my games I play aren't story single player games.
Most of my games aren't single
What,
player
what does
story
that
games
gotta
either.
matter
So
about game ownership?
Well, it's easier to preserve a game that isn't tied to multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And most of the games I play are multiplayer. This is a lot
Yeah.
harder to preserve.
Yeah, so you can't really ever. It doesn't
Unless
matter
you're
even
unless
if
you're Call
you
of Duty.
have the. Well,
use shit ways of doing all that stuff.
yeah.
How to not preserve your game. Example:
Yeah.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Only Edition. That
Bruh.
fucking sucks.
Ooh, that kind of brings an interesting topic or question for y'all. So Axel complaining about remasters, remakes. I mean, which is valid. I mean,
No,
I am
he's
getting.
just complaining about Last of Us. He's not complaining about
I mean,
remasters and remakes.
Yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
mean, mostly
his
shitting on The Last of
only
Us.
argument is I don't like the game. Fuck him.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I think it's still valid about the whole. It's kind of boring seeing a company just come out with remasters and remakes. I mean, Skyrim, for example, they did Skyrim
That was my
Special
next. That was my
Edition.
next words out of my mouth. It's like
Yeah.
Skyrim 2.
Yeah, they're milking Skyrim. Still a great game, but it can't speak. It does get annoying that they're doing that. But my question for y'all is, when it comes to like remaking a game or doing something with the same IP, do y'all think going the route of like The Last of Us or Skyrim is more acceptable, or the way Call of Duty did their stuff, where they basically use the same name and it's still kind of, they use the same characters, but they kind of do a different story, I think.
I'll give you a good example then, Ivan. Doom.
Doom. Oh, yeah.
Doom is a perfect example of a remake, right? That's a remake. Same
No?
IP. Yeah, no,
Yes.
same IP, new story.
It is.
That's what Doom is.
Oh, I mean, that wouldn't,
but
that wouldn't be
Last of Us
considered
Part
a
1
remake.
is a remake,
then.
but it's the same story.
Yeah, it's the
So-
same game.
So there's Doom, Doom Eternity, and then
Eternal.
Doom Eternal.
But they're not remakes, though, aren't they? Just their own game in the Doom franchise?
It's a spin-off of the Doom franchise with
Yeah.
the old name.
Yeah. That's kind of what Call of Duty did. They did their Modern Warfare stuff again, but it's not like a carbon copy
It's
of the old.
so in that case, that's a reimagine.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
Yeah, because they're not taking the old game and turning it high quality. That's a reimagined of what it could be. It's like, as an example.
I guess that's giving you more content, so it'd be better.
Mm-hmm. So,
But it could be bad. Like Call of Duty stuff.
So back on Call of Duty, so just a little bit, the zombies game mode. They remake or slash remaster old zombie maps, put them into the newer titles. Sometimes they basically, from World at War to Black Ops 1, they took all the World at War maps, basically just plucked it and dropped it, and just added the newer guns. That's a remaster. But then we get to the Giant on Black Ops 3, which is Derice from the World at War game. That's a remake. Basically took it and just modernized it with like new assets as far as the new story that it's implemented. Same exact map, just different textures and added a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
But then there's the special case where in a map called Mob of the Dead, which is that one prison map, they reimagined it in the Black Ops 4 game, completely changed how everything was as far as like what was accessible versus not accessible, and turned it into its own thing. So that's like, as far as like a zombies fan, that's the easiest way to explain remaster, remake, and reimagine.
Okay.
Because a remaster is basically just plucking it and just adding better textures.
Well, yeah. I prefer like a remake.
Yeah, like just add little shit because that's what the Last of Us Part 1 PS5 edition is. That's a remake.
Yeah, totally new models, new everything.
Embed new cutscenes too, like from different angles.
Yeah. I like that.
See, that's a way to do it. Even in zombies, that's a good way to do it too. As far as like your remasters and remakes. But if your sole purpose is to just do that, it will die out soon enough. Eventually. I'm not complaining. As someone who likes to collect games, or just collect things in general, I would like to collect as much of said thing I'm collecting. Like have every version of it. Just to say I have it for a personal value. Like my own victory.
Okay.
And there are millions of other people who just need it once and they're good. And then there's some people like remember I was telling you the story about the guy who owns like the Titanic on VHS, has over like 150 copies sealed and shit.
Yeah.
See, that's going overboard.
To them, they're not.
Yeah, see, that's their personal victories.
Yeah.
Or mental illness. Why would they want Titanic?
You decide.
You decide.
Everything's thinly veiled as insane or mental illness.
Yeah, like Pokemon fans. They're all mentally ill.
Actually. I know, because I'm one.
Yeah, that's the same people who play Power World and Digimon.
Digimon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a new Digimon game, to be honest.
When the fuck was the last one?
It was all of them. Basically, all of them are RPG based games, which sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would rather just play as the Digimon and just go out and like have like give us basically the entire TV series as a game, but not in the sense of RPG. Do it like what's a good way to do? Kind of like the Dragon Ball fighting games.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, where you battle other Digimon, rank up.
But how relevant was Digimon still? Is there even any new content for it? Or is it just still all that old shit that's just being replayed?
Not in America. I know the card game is still holding out strong because people still play the card game.
Like there's Yokai Watch. The Yokai Watch is much more popular still.
I've never heard of Yokai. I've never seen no episode of Yokai Watch.
Yokai Watch is still very popular.
Is that guy that looks like he has a big ass yo-yo on his wrist?
I think so. I don't remember. I don't watch Yokai Watch either.
I know, just the idea.
It's still more relevant than Digimon.
I don't know. I think the idea of the Eastern culture, like the Japanese stuff, that once was, isn't anymore.
Yeah.
Basically, they fucking got rid of Ash from Pokemon. So what can they do now? They got rid of their main star.
Well, they're doing the new girl and her Pokemon. I don't even know her name. But
at that point, you could have just Ash could have had a birthday. He could have turned 11, right? And then we would all would have been fine. But no, they had.
Yeah, Ivan, did you know that the entire context of Pokemon, all the shit that Ash did happened? What was like a year? A year plus, something like that. Yeah, like all the TV shows, all the episodes, all the movies happened in a single year.
How's that possible?
I don't know.
Not, especially because he's been walking everywhere too.
Yeah, he's been walking everywhere. He's been flying.
That, and also how isn't like every episode like at least a day?
No, there's no context. It's a day.
It's more times than not that they do end up like at night. They have day and night cycles, in the days too. So
like how many episodes? So like, I think that goes well beyond a year.
It's like the trope with Phineas and Ferb that there's like 130 something episodes, even though it's 104 days of summer vacation.
Yeah. What was also funny is that, like in the original Pokemon, they were actually aging Ash up up until Sun and Moon, where they DH'd him again.
I'll
So
have
he
what he's
fucking-
having.
Yeah, he fucking drank the blood of the young and got his
So
youth
the one
back.
thing I like about Phineas and Ferb is that they make it like they canonize it. They break the fourth wall, saying like, "Isn't it funny? We should be in school right now, but we're already 2 weeks overdue or something."
I don't remember
like-
that. That's funny.
Like, yeah, I don't know if that was what they said specifically, but they like made it abundantly clear that there's more episodes than there are days of summer.
Yeah. That's
But
pretty
they
funny.
didn't really go like that much further than the.
No, yeah,
I think I looked it up. Like, yeah, it was like 104 days of or some vacation.
It's a long
And they have
just
like
end.
110, I think, episodes
yeah.
instead of like
And then they
104.
literally have a Christmas special
There's no summer.
in the summer.
Yeah, fucking whack.
Yeah, like they had like a whole thing, like a whole Christmas thing with Santa and everything.
Oh
even
boy,
though-
I love continuity. Don't you guys love continuity in your entertainment?
Ooh,
Well, maybe they were on Christmas
especially
break.
for a kids show.
Yeah, dude, I need my continuity in my kid shows. All right, that's what makes them good.
Yeah. Okay.
All you gotta do
It's
is watch Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Exactly. Yeah.
Return the slab.
No.
Okay.
Wait, have we already decided what our next tier list is?
No.
Fuck. Leave it in the comments section down below. I saw that one guy that commented.
No.
Yeah, I see you. You're watching.
I see you.
I see you. That one guy.
That
If
one
you're still
guy.
here.
Probably
I-
not.
Hold on. Shout out to William Morris 89. Don't you realize Chicken Little is just a pro bullying propaganda?
Oh yeah, that.
That's fucking hilarious. I probably read that somewhere because I used to listen to the One Little Slip all the fucking time.
That's funny. Pro bullying. I'm down for that.
Pro bullying.
Actually, in this day and age, fucking, I think people need to be bullied more. People
Yeah.
are too open about everything.
Yeah.
Like all the fucking TikTokers, we should bully them. That's the only acceptable bullying.
My favorite like bullying was like I don't know
That
how
and also
relevant-
League of Legends players.
Yeah, I don't know how relevant this is,
Agreed.
but I still like find this hilarious. Remember the video I showed you, Ivan, where the guy like went into like a LGBTQ plus like Zoom call? It's like, all right, what are your pronouns? Batman, or sorry, man/bat, or bat/man. I go either
That's-
way.
I thought he was gonna say justice.
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 Yeah,
No, that's what he eats for dinner.
Mm.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, you were assuming my thing now, huh? I can't have Batman."
That's funny.
I don't know. I thought that was hilarious. Because if people can do the elemental P, Q, or S, Y, Z as their pronouns, why can't we have Batman as our pronoun?
Hold up. We gotta take that back real quick. Zed?
Yeah.
You pronounce it Zed?
No, I don't. I just,
Fucking Britisher.
oh no, I'm a smoke a
Or
doobie
We
now.
fucking
Smoke a
we're American in this podcast.
Or
Thank you very much.
You got a license for that
Y'all
opinion?
French.
You got a
Y'all French
license for that
motherfuckers.
Zed.
Y'all French motherfuckers.
French motherfucker.
I denounced the French in my bloodline. I already sacrificed 1/3 of my blood to get that
And
out.
the Jew. And
Yeah,
the Jew.
I already had a blood transfusion, so all the French is gone.
I donated 100% of my plasma.
No
Just
more
drain
plasma in
me
my
like a
blood.
goddamn ketchup packet.
There's still some in there. Ring you out like a toothpaste cap.
All right, I think we can wrap things up here. Thank you everybody so much for watching this week's episode of the Loaded Tail Podcast. You can check us out all our shit down in the description down below. And you guys have anything else to say?
Bitch, lasagna.
Yeah, that.
Bitch lasagna. All right, we'll see everybody next week. Bye-bye.
See you later, stinkies.